Hello, everyone. How's it going? Welcome back to another Watch with Nordic live commentary stream. We are back yet again for the second round and the final series to get underway. It is round 2, game 1 between the Buffalo Sabres and the Montreal Canadiens. Good to see you all here in the chat. I hope you guys are having a phenomenal day here so far as we get ready for another Watch with Nordic live commentary. It is a double header here on the channel today. We're starting out with a commentary between the Habs and the Sabres, of course, followed up later on with Game 2 of Anaheim and Vegas. So it should be a great day. First off, hit that like button down below. Go subscribe if you are new to the channel. It'll be greatly appreciated. We got Hugh here in the chat. What's up, Hugh? And a pretty good and exciting day here ahead for the live commentary stream. So heading into the preview, the Buffalo Sabres took down the Boston Bruins in 6 games. This is their first time being in the Stanley Cup playoffs since 2011. It's been a long time for this Sabres roster and being in the playoffs, and they're looking to go on a bit of a run here, while they face a really young team on the other side as well with Montreal, who took down the almighty Tampa Bay Lightning in a 7-game series. It was a close series. A lot of the games were only by a goal, but Montreal were the ones that came out on top. It's pretty safe to say they may need more than 9 shots to get the win here tonight. So, go Buffalo, go Ducks. What's up, Ben? How we doing? Go Buffalo. Indifferent on this game. Just want to see some good hockey. Yeah, man, I'm feeling you. It's kind of how I am with every series in these playoffs, to be honest. Just want to see some good hockey, honestly. So, yeah, looking forward to this one here. National anthems are currently going on here in Buffalo. But thank you all so much for tuning in. Hit that subscribe button down below if you're new. Like the stream as well. It'd be greatly appreciated. Starting goaltenders here tonight are the same as they've been. It'll be Alex Lyon versus Jakub Dovish. And those are the guys who have been the starters these entire playoffs for both their teams. Well, Lyon actually came in midway through the year, midway through the series against the Sabres, or against the Bruins. Came in Game 2, has been their guy for the rest of the series. He's had some phenomenal games. I'll tell you that. Alex Lyon's had some phenomenal games here. With Buffalo in these playoffs. So we'll see what he can do here tonight. Said it for Montreal, I really do believe that some of their scorers need to start scoring some more goals. Case in point, guys like Cole Caulfield, Nick Suzuki. I feel like there needs to be more offense from those guys if they want to win this series against Buffalo. I certainly think they can. I picked them to win this series, which probably means they lose, to be honest with you, knowing the way that my BS works. But anyway. All right, anthem almost done here in Buffalo. It's a loud crowd here in the KeyBank Center as it was in Game 1 between these two teams. Drop your predictions in the comment section down below. Who is winning this game? Drop your prediction in the comment section. Who do you think is going to win this one here tonight? Voice is feeling a little weird. Alrighty, the national anthems have concluded here in Buffalo, and we are ready to get started with Game 1 of Round 2 between the Buffalo Sabres and the Montreal Canadiens. We'll take a look at your starting goaltenders coming up here in just a moment. It's the first time since 1998 where these two teams are facing off in the first round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. And the second round, sorry, the Stanley Cup playoffs. And looking at these goaltenders in further depth, Jakub Dovish, .923 in 7 games played. Alex Lyon, .955 in 5 games played. It's one hell of a crowd here tonight. Oh my God, it's Mahone. It's Mahone from Prison Break. He's doing the drum. No way. Alex Mahone in the at the Buffalo game. That's cool. All right, the first time since 1998 these two teams have faced off in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Game 1, Habs and Sabres, and we are underway. Face-off is won back then by Buffalo. Samuelsson will throw a pass over to Dahlin, who dumps it down low into the Montreal zone. Battling for on the right side. Huge chance there by Doan. Is broken up. Samuelsson will begin the pressure here for the Sabres. At the point, is forced back to center as Dahlin. Rasmus Dahlin now battling for it alongside Slavkovsky. Grabbed back by Josh Norris, and a delayed penalty here to start against the Habs. And Montreal will touch, and we're not even a minute into this hockey game, and we're going to get a power play here for Buffalo to start this one off. Sabres power play was notoriously one of the worst power plays in the first round of the playoffs. Only a 4% in the first round against the Bruins. If they want to win this series against Montreal, they need to get some goals here on their power play especially. We'll see how they set up here in this one. Face-off coming up now in the Montreal zone. We're only 30 seconds in, and we already have our first power play. What's up, Todd? How we doing? Yeah, Buffalo's looking solid. It should be a fun series. Montreal will take this puck. They will dump it all the way back down into the Sabres' end. Lyon will give it up then for Dahlin. Montreal's PK in the upper echelon of playoff teams this year. Again, Sabres looking for an answer. Already starting off pretty rough here. Here's Norris. Dropping it back then for Tage Thompson. Thompson off the boards then on the right side. It's offsides at 19:03. Yeah, I can see why this power play is the worst ranked one amongst all the playoff teams. It's a rough start. What's up, Oh Loud? How we doing? What's up, Clayton? Good luck, Buffalo. Let's get it. Face-off outside of the Montreal zone. It'll be Evans taking the draw against Norris. Face-off is won back by Montreal. They'll dump it down low into the Sabres' end. Power play struggles continuing here for Buffalo. Here's Dahlin. Moving it now through center. Dahlin back to Tuck. Alex Tuck battling for on the right side. Then Newhook will steal it back then for Montreal. He'll dump it down low into the Buffalo zone. Alex Newhook sent Montreal to the second round with a series-winning goal. Puck goes up and out of play. Montreal in Game 7 only had 9 shots on goal. It's the least amount of shots in a win in Stanley Cup playoffs history. It'll be a record that I think will hold for a pretty long time. Getting less than 9 shots in a single game and winning is pretty difficult. Even the record they broke was difficult, so I guess it's not impossible. Face-off at center is won back then by the Sabres. This is a brutal power play the Sabres are running here. Here's Quinn. Down the right side, he'll drop it back then for Ryan McLeod. McLeod will get through the D up top, then Doan. Broken up by Montreal, and they will backhand it down low into the Buffalo zone. Bowen Byram gets it back then for the Sabres. Byram will drop it up then for McLeod, who will take it into the Buffalo end. McLeod battling for it in the corner, broken up immediately by Montreal, and Gooley will force it back to center. Here's Doan to Benson. Benson with some room, top of the circle. Gets held off that puck a little bit. Now Byram at the point for Buffalo. Byram, right side then for Power. Up top, Bowen. Byram looks for options. Now Byram gets it. Power down low. And a shot on there. Simonovic rebounds there. And cleared away as the whistle's blown dead. As Jakub Dobic's helmet comes off of his hat. And yeah, Buffalo's brutal power play continuing here. Only 7 seconds to go on the man advantage for the Sabres. Only 1 shot. And they were struggling to even get the puck in the offensive zone. The fact they have a shot is honestly kind of impressive with the way it really struggled. Yeah, no shots in the second period for Montreal in Game 7 either. It's absolutely incredible. I don't know if we'll see anything like that ever again. To get less than 9 shots and to win the game, that's going to be difficult. Face off here in the Montreal zone. It's Thompson who will take the draw. They're going to kick Thompson out. They're going to put Tuck in versus Deneau. Face off is won back by Montreal. Matheson will dump it all the way back into the Buffalo end. Here's Owen Power. Power drops it back. Broken up then by the Habs, who will clear it to center. Veleno off the boards for Hudson. He'll chip it down low into the Buffalo zone. Alex Tuck gives it up then for Power. Power on the right side for Dahlin, who flips it into the Montreal end. Goulet cleared off the boards. Grabbed back then by the Habs on the right side. Alex Carrier moves it through center. Carrier's got some speed. Down the right side, takes it below the goal line. Carrier pass in front. Is blocked there as he goes off the side of the boards. Huge hit there by Greenway on Veleno, and the Sabres will carry it back the other way. Power to Greenway. Jordan Greenway fires one on and goes wide there of Dobish, and back all the way to center. Veleno battling for it on the right side, stolen back then by Buffalo. Connor Timmins will take it then for the Sabres. Timmins to Greenway, who puts it through his legs as he enters the zone. Battling for it now on the right side alongside Doc. Mallenstein in the corner, pass up top, and a big save there by Dobish on Logan Stanley. Down low now in the corner, it's Boldu battling forward with Tyson Kozak. Montreal gets it back. It's Jack-Eye. Cross-ice pass then for Connor Timmins. Timmins will hold it here now in the Sabres zone. About 4 minutes gone in this opening period. It's a pretty solid mix of blue and red here in this Buffalo crowd. You knew these Montreal fans were going to show out. Battling for it on the right side then Quinn. It's forced back to center then by the Sabres. Samuelson here now in the Buffalo zone. On the right side, Demidov battling for it as well. Cleared up top, then Hudson comes in. Wade shoots it, and denied there by Lyon. It goes up in the air. And back up top. Here's Mathis, another chance denied there by Lyon as well. And he will make the save. Alex Lyon came in midway through the series against the Bruins. .955 save percentage in these playoffs. From then on, he would only hold Boston to less than 2 goals for the rest of the series. Feel bad for Vancouver fans. Yeah, it's up to the lottery. Face off here in the Buffalo zone. One back then by the Sabres. Owen Power will dump it off the boards to center. Montreal. Hudson fumbles it. It's a 3-on-1. Benson into the zone with Doan. Benson pass over. They score! It's Josh Doan. What a play, and the Sabres open it up. And it's Bedlam at the bank. 1-0 Sabres. And yeah, that was just a bad turnover there by Lane Hudson. Kind of fell on his back, and the Sabres took quick advantage. It's Josh Doan with, I believe, his second goal of the series, of the playoffs. And Buffalo leads 1-0 here early. Who won the draft lottery? The Toronto Maple Leafs won the draft lottery. The Toronto Maple Leafs won the draft lottery. Josh Doan is for his second career postseason goal. The Sabres have opened up the scoring here in Buffalo. And it's 1-0. Puck is forced back to center. Broken up then by Cole Caulfield, who carries it in. Slap shot there on Lyon. And it goes wide. In the corner, Slavkovsky. Back to Caulfield. Play back ahead then for Tage Thompson. It's a 3-on-2 now for the Sabres. Here's Doan. Pass to Tuck. And what a stop by Dobish, if that even got on. Oh, my Lord. They are hemming the Habs in their own zone. Finally, Montreal breaks it up. Suzuki will carry it into the zone. He'll dump it down low into the Buffalo end. Rasmus Dahlin will recover for the Sabres. Cross-ice pass broken up. Montreal regroups. Suzuki up top. Shot there from Jack-Eye goes wide. And back up top then for Goulet. Caden Goulet fires it around behind the net then for Josh Anderson. Anderson up top for Jack-Eye, who fires one out of play at 14:27. Thank you all for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Got a good crowd here tonight in this commentary. Be sure to hit that subscribe button down below if you're new. Some chances for both sides. Shots are 3-2 in favor of Montreal, but the Sabres have opened up the scoring. It's Josh Doan from Zach Benson. Here a little over 5 minutes in. Kozak will take the draw against Philip Denault. Face-off coming up now in the Buffalo zone. It's one back then by Montreal. Here's Philip Denault on the right side then for the Habs. Denault pass in front, broken up there by the Sabres, who try and clear it away. It's kept in though by Montreal. Anderson up top. Shot on goes wide there of Lyon. Byram will bank it off the boards. It's kept in by Xhekaj. Xhekaj clears it up top then for Goulet. Goulet up top. Texier a shot. And that one is denied. Buffalo will bank it off the boards and back down low into the Montreal zone. This will not be an icing. What's up, Brian? How we doing? ECHL commentary was okay. They lost in 5 games, though. Their season's over. Veleno will dump it down low into the Buffalo zone. Chipped off the boards then. Kirby Dach trying to play that one up top to the point. Veleno cycling it here in the Buffalo zone. Sabres trying to intercept it. Dach keeps it in there for Montreal. Shot on goes wide of Lyon. Stanley trying to chip it off the boards. Kept in then by Veleno. Intercepted the line by the Sabres. It's Quinn who will dump it into the Montreal zone. Dobson chipped off the boards to center. Noah Dobson will come back and regroup now here in the Montreal zone. Lane Hutson gets it back for the Habs. Noah Dobson picks it back up then for Montreal. Hudson will gain the line and dump it into the Sabres end. On the right side, Demidov. Back over then for Newhook. Battling for now in the corner. Sabres get it back on the right side. It's Doan. Cross-ice pass then for Samuelson, who gains the line and dumps it down low into the Montreal zone. Dobish off the boards, broken up then by Benson. Evans steals it right back. He'll play it through center. Matheson to Ivan Demidov. Broken up then by the Sabres. Doan nearly got sent on a 1-on-2. It's broken up by the Habs. It's Newhook into the zone. Fires one on. It's blocked. Chip back down low now into the corner. Evans to the point then for Matheson. Matheson cross-ice pass, then distributor shot, and that one's blocked. Buffalo trying to clear to center. They'll get it there. Carrier off the boards then for Demidov. Broken up by the Sabres, who will dump it down low into the Montreal zone. About 8 minutes gone here in this opening period. It's a 1-0 lead for the Sabres. Yeah, the Royals are done. That is over with. Slavkovsky into the zone. Shot on there by Suzuki. Blocked by Power. Power off the boards then. Montreal will steal it back and dump it down low behind the Sabres net. Uri Slavkovsky. Down low then for Caulfield. Cole Caulfield up top. Goulet a shot. And that one goes wide. Here's Dobson. Clears it around behind the net then for Caulfield. Caulfield up top to Goulet. He cannot keep that one in the zone. It'll slide back into the Montreal end. Cole Caulfield will break this one ahead, trying to get it through center, but being held to the outside by the Sabres. Sabres doing a good job at mostly clogging up that neutral zone. Sabres have scored 4 goals in the first 5 minutes of the majority of the games they've played. Here's Anderson, pass in front. Denault there, a chance denied there by Lyon. Anderson for Texier. Montreal cycling it down low in the Sabres zone. Denault up top then for Hudson. Lane Hudson skates it down low. Up top then Anderson. Cross-ice pass for Carrier is blocked there. Philip Denault. Denault back then for Xhekaj. Xhekaj pass down low then for Texier. Alex Texier up top then for the Habs. Down low then Hudson. Hudson shoots it. Saved there by Lyon. Rebounds in front. And cleared away then by Buffalo, who will break it now through center. Thank you, Avatar. Glad to have you here. Montreal will get it back now here in their own zone. They'll regroup with this puck. A little bit of a collision there at center ice. These two teams getting into it. Here's Veleno into the zone. We'll take it around then behind the net, trying to throw a pass in front. Broken up then by the Habs in the corner. Poke checked off the boards then. Quinn. Ahead then for McLeod. McLeod up top then for Rasmus Dahlin. It's a 3-on-2. Quinn shoots it. Saved by Dobish. And the rebound is kicked away. Zach Bolduc gets it back then for Montreal. Tries to clear. The Sabres keep it in. Zucker battling for it down low then with Carrier. We are now over the halfway mark of this opening period. Montreal will bank it off the boards and back to center. McLeod gets around the D then on the right side. Quinn trying to throw a cross-ice pass. It's broken up by the Habs and cleared back into the Buffalo zone. Power off the boards then to center. Montreal takes it right back into the zone. Newhook takes it around behind the Sabres net up top then. Demidov to the point then for Gooley. Gooley's broken up then. Fires one on it. Goes wide. In the corner now, Evans waits in front. Big save by Lyon on the rookie, Ivan Demidov. And we will step aside for the first time tonight. It is a 1-0 lead for the Buffalo Sabres. Josh Doan with the goal here in the opening period. What's up, Michael? How we doing? Buffalo order on the board. Yes, sir. Jane's here. What's going on? Alex Lyon played for the Phantoms. Yes, he did. Habs doing pretty good on the cycle now. Yeah, doing a good job cycling it around. Just got to be careful of the turnovers. Those will definitely cost you. We will be live later on tonight for Game 2 between the Anaheim Ducks and the Vegas Golden Knights, so stay tuned for that. That is the later game coming up here on the commentary schedule, so be sure to stay tuned for that. Thank you all for tuning in. Hit that subscribe button down below if you're new. Like the stream as well. It helps out with the engagement, brings more people into the wonderful commentary. Be greatly appreciated. We will not be live tomorrow, unfortunately. We will not be live for Game 3 between the Philadelphia Flyers and the Carolina Hurricanes. But there's a reason for that. I'm going to the game tomorrow. I am going to Game 3 tomorrow to see the Flyers take on the Hurricanes in Philadelphia. Those who don't know, I'm a Flyers fan. I'm from Philadelphia. I got the offer of a lifetime to go to the game for free. I'm going with, I don't know if you guys know who Mike Bartner is. I'm going with Mike Bartner, who is also a hockey content creator. So that's what I'm doing on doing tomorrow. So sadly, we will not be live tomorrow, but I will be at the game. So expect some content from that. See you, go. Have a good one. Thank you, Spider-Man. Oilers need to fire the coach. Yeah, so I am going to Game 3 tomorrow. Looking forward to it. There will be some content coming out here on the channel. We'll obviously have the videos come out regular schedule. We'll have the post-game stuff and all that. But in terms of, like, you know, an actual stream, sadly not. And it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to go live on Saturday either, unfortunately. Thank you, Go. So we'll be back on Friday. After I go to the game after I go to the game tomorrow. Thankfully, it's only one game tomorrow, so I'm not missing a lot. No, I'm in the upper bowl. Not that rich. Sabres will get it ahead now through center. It's Josh Doan who will clear it into the Montreal zone. Fires one there up on Dobish. Back in the corner now, Zach Benson. Benson will chip it off the boards behind the net then for Doan. Doan battling for it then with Dobson. On the right side, Norris being tied up there by Slavkovsky. Sabres will get it to center. Byram in the Buffalo end gives it up then for Doan. Sabres are right back in. Benson, pass in front. Poke checked away there by Montreal. Here's Benson on the right side. Benson up top then. Power a shot. And it's trapped there in the crease. And we have a penalty coming up. And I think it's against Montreal. Do I have good seats? They're in the upper bowl. I don't know where exactly in the upper bowl. They're not nosebleeds, but they're up in the upper bowl. So I'll take it. Yeah, penalty coming up here against Montreal. Another power play here for the Sabres. This time it's going to be Nick Suzuki for, I believe, another trip on Bowen Byram. Watch Barner's content here, subscriber. Nice! Yeah, he's a great dude. I'm very thankful that he's given me this opportunity. It's going to be sick. Filming some content for him. Going to do some content for myself. Should be a fun day. All right, power play coming up here now for Montreal. Face-off here in the Habs end. It'll be Suzuki versus Dahlin. Or not Suzuki. Suzuki versus Norris. What did I say? Dahlin. My bad. Face-off. Is one back by Montreal. They'll clear it off the boards. It's Newhook who will dump it in there on Alex Lyon. Lyon will give it up then for Rasmus Dahlin. Again, the Sabres power play already 0 for 1 tonight. It's notoriously struggled in these playoffs. Here's Thompson. Into the zone. Tage Thompson broken up by Montreal. They take advantage. Through center is Evans. Evans throws it down low then. Lyon will take it back and bank it off the boards then for Buffalo. Here's Rasmus Dahlin. Dahlin will move it through center. He'll drop it back then for Tage Thompson. Thompson to Zucker. Back down low then for Thompson. Broken up by Montreal, who will clear it off the boards and back into the Sabres end. Here's Tuck on the right side trying to dump it down low. Montreal steals it back. They will clear it into the Buffalo end. Ryan McLeod in the Sabres zone. We are halfway through the Sabres power play. Byram drops it back for Quinn. Quinn will chip it down low then into the Montreal corner. It's stolen back by the Habs, who will dump it all the way back into the Sabres end. Yeah, man. Thank you, Todd. Here's Bowen Byram. Through center. He'll drop it back then for McLeod. 30 seconds to go on the second Sabres power play. Montreal trying to break this puck up. Benson gets it back. Cleared back up top then for Byram. Bowen Byram. Cross-ice pass then to Quinn. Quinn down low for Benson. Benson up top to Quinn. Jack Quinn shoots it. And it's blocked in the crease, jabbing at that puck. It's in front. They score! Ryan McLeod on the back door. And the Sabres take a 2-0 lead. Finally, a power play goal for Buffalo. And that's just an unlucky play there for Montreal. Two goals on 4 shots for the Sabres, and they're not very pretty defensive plays. What's up, Nurbai? How we doing? Ryan McLeod, his first goal of the playoffs, assisted by Benson and Doan, and now those two have a multi-point game. It is 2-0 Sabres, and we're not even done the opening period. Face-off won by Buffalo. They will gain the line and dump it down low into the Montreal end. Thompson. Stolen back then up top. Kozak to the point to Timmins. A shot. It's blocked. Down low in the crease then. Battling for it on the right side was Malenstein. Montreal trying to get it free as well. Dobson to Evans. Cross-ice pass then for Newhook. Newhook. Up top then. Broken up by Buffalo. Power to Timmins. Timmins across ice pass. Greenway battling for it on the right side. Banked off the boards by Montreal and back into the Sabres end. Shots are 7-5 in favor of the Habs, but the Sabres have the 2-0 lead. Samuelson up top to Dahlin, a shot, and that one goes wide. Thompson forced back to center. Dahlin gets it back then for the Sabres. 5.5 minutes to go in this opening period. It's a 2-goal lead for Buffalo. Montreal will dump it back into the Sabres end. Dahlin chips it off the boards then. Kirby Dach falls on his skates. He recovers though. Broken up by the Sabres immediately. They are buzzing. Here's Tuck into the zone. Fires one on Dobish. And it goes back off the boards behind the net. On the right side, Thompson. Tage Thompson trying to get around Veleno. He will do so successfully. Pass up top then. It's in the crease. Dahlin, a backhand save by Dobish. And he'll cover up. 2 goals already here for the Buffalo Sabres in the first 15 minutes of this hockey game. It's a 2-0 lead for the Buffalo Sabres. And 2 pretty easy goals there for Buffalo. Both were on the back door. See if Montreal can tighten that up. Lane Hutson having a rough game already. Yeah, rough game for Hudson. Already took a penalty. Had a turnover there on that first goal. Was on the ice for that second goal. The NHL should use the PWHL system for the draft. The PWHL is like the best team that is eliminated, right? Thank you all for tuning in. Hit that subscribe button down below. We are a little less than 60 subscribers away from 6,700. So thank you all so much for your continued support here on the live commentary streams. We're going to be live later on tonight for the Anaheim Ducks and the Vegas Golden Knights, round 2, game 2. That is our second game coming up here on the commentary schedule. We will not be live tomorrow. I am going to game 3 between the Flyers and the Hurricanes, so we will not be live tomorrow. Sadly, sorry for those of you who were looking forward to the stream tomorrow. I'm actually going to the game, so, you know, yeah. Easy backdoor there for Ryan McLeod. And a multi-point game here for Josh Doan. A goal and an assist. 2 assists for Zach Benson as well. It's the first time that Montreal has trailed by 2 goals here in the playoffs this year. Montreal wins the draw. They'll play it back to center. Sabres will take it back. Byram, cross-ice pass then to McLeod. McLeod battling for it on the right side. Then with Hudson. Quinn battling for it as well. Down low in the corner, Matheson trying to get it free. Up top, Power. Broken up by Montreal. They'll play it back into the Sabres' end. Chipped off the boards now, McLeod back to Zucker. Jason Zucker. Intercepted then, and Montreal will take advantage. Here they come. It's a 2-on-1. It's Deneau with Texier. Pass over is broken up, and Texier can't grab it. Battling for it down low in the corner. It's cleared all the way back to center. Waiting there with it is Noah Dobson. Dobson off the boards then for Lane Hudson. Hudson will dump it down low into the Buffalo zone. Samuelson battling for it on the right side as well. Behind the net then, Caulfield. Up top, Dobson to Hudson. A shot, and that one goes into the crease of Lyon and cleared away. Connor Timmins off the boards then for Doan. Josh Doan will gain the line. He'll dump it down low into the Montreal zone. Here comes Suzuki. Nick Suzuki. Down low then for Caulfield behind the net. Cole Caulfield looking for options. Backhand pass is blocked, and Montreal's forced back to center. Caulfield. Ahead then for Caden Gooley. Gooley will get it here in the Montreal zone. He's met with some boos from the Buffalo crowd. And a whistle blown dead for an offsides. First time Montreal has allowed a goal in the playoffs, or allowed a goal in the first period since game 3. Sabres in 4. We're a long way from that, but this one is 2-0 Buffalo here early. And just 2 defensive breakdowns by the Sabres. We'll step aside here really quick and head to commercial break. Thank you all for tuning in. Hit that subscribe button down below if you're new. It'd be greatly appreciated. Yeah, again, just 2 poor defensive plays. By the Habs. Yeah, Rex. Off to a crazy sight. Josh Doan and Ryan McLeod with the 2 goals. And the Sabres with the early 2-0 lead. Oh, man. How we feeling, everyone? I'm a little bit tired, I'm not going to lie. A little sleepy. Got a long day ahead of me, though, so. All right. In commercial break, currently shots are 7-6 in favor of Montreal. Sabres with a 2-0 lead. Face-off coming up here now outside of the Montreal zone. It's one back by the Habs, who will dump it into the Sabres' end for an icing. With 3:03 to go in this opening period. Second chance bracket, better save me. How much was my ticket for the game? It was actually free. My buddy Mike Bartner, who I'm going with, he has a partnership with TickPick. TickPick's covering his tickets. It's like a sponsorship thing, and he invited me to come with. So, yeah, I'm going for free. It's nuts. Face-off in the Montreal zone. One back by the Sabres. Dahlin. Down low now in the corner. Krebs. Back to Thompson. Tage Thompson on the right side then for Buffalo. Drops it back then for Byram. Shot on there is denied. Byram for Dahlin. Clears it down low behind the net then for Krebs. Krebs will handle this puck. Trying to throw it up top then. Here's Byram. On the right side then for Krebs. Peyton Krebs at the point then for Buffalo. Here's Byram, a shot. And that one goes wide there of Dobish. Demidov chips it off the boards to center. 2-1 for Montreal. It's Evans with Newhook. Evans fires it, and he does not score. Montreal players celebrated, but we play on. Looked like that might have went in. Delayed penalty here against the Sabres. Slavkovsky drops it back then for Carrier. Alex Carrier through the crease, then Hudson up top. Slavkovsky pass over, broken up by the Sabres, who will touch this puck in a Montreal power play coming up. Yeah, I know, right, KFB? Problem is, though, I'm broke. Power play for Montreal coming up, and a really good chance on a 2-1 for Evans with Newhook. No, they did not score. It went off the post and out. Newhook celebrated. Oh, man. Right off the edge of the post there. Montreal nearly got on the board to make it 2-1, but alas, they'll have to keep trying here on the man advantage. Montreal's power play was solid in the series against Tampa Bay. We'll see how it holds up in this one, though. Face-off in the Sabres' end. 2:02 remaining here in this first period. The face-off is won back by Buffalo. Samuelson off the boards, broken up on the right side. Then Suzuki to Caulfield. Cole Caulfield, then Hudson. Back over then. Shot on by Demidov. It goes through the crease of Lyon and back down low to the corner. Suzuki up top, then Hudson. Hudson to Demidov. Lane Hudson gets it back. Fires one on and it goes wide. Grab back then by Tuck, who will dump it down low into the Montreal zone. Hudson in the Canadiens' end. Lane Hudson will bring it through the neutral zone with speed. Back up top then for Demidov. Ivan Demidov up top then for Suzuki. Demidov fires it, and that one goes wide there of Lyon once again. Sabres will force this puck to center. A big hit down low in the corner by Greenway on Caulfield. Hudson off the boards then for Suzuki. Suzuki up top to Demidov. Deeks into the zone. At the point, Slavkovsky back to Suzuki. A shot. And that one is blocked. Nick Suzuki up top. Back over then for Caulfield. Caulfield to Hudson. Hudson to Caulfield. Last minute of play here in the opening period. Slavkovsky below the line, moves it in front. They score! Nick Suzuki on the back door. It's a power play goal. And Montreal is on the board here in the final minute. And the sea of red here in Montreal. It seems like it's a relatively even crowd, especially in the lower bowl. Nick Suzuki with the easy backdoor pass from Uri Slavkovsky. It goes off of Lyon's skate and into the back of the net. Ninth shot of the game for Montreal. They have cut the lead in half. It's 2-1. Cleared off the boards and back into the Montreal zone. This will be an icing against the Sabres with 34 seconds to go. So Nick Suzuki, his second goal of the postseason. I said that I felt like he needed to get some goals here on the board. Definitely was a little underwhelming in terms of offense against Tampa, but that was a close series. Face-off in the Buffalo end. It's Norris versus Deneau. Face-off won back then by the Sabres. Samuelson off the boards to center. Benson with speed. Gets around Gooley. Broken up by Dobish. Final 20 seconds left to play. Texier gets it back for the Habs. Off the boards then. The referee is in front of that puck. Now Gooley back to Texier. On the right side, Dobson back to Dome. Pass up top then for Norris. Norris behind the net then Dobson. Cleared off the boards. Connor Timmins battling for it on the right side. Trying to clear it to center. And the period is over. Some physicality there in front with Norris and Gooley. And that'll do it for period number 1. Josh Doan, Ryan McLeod, and Nick Suzuki. It's a 2-1 lead for the Buffalo Sabres here after 20 minutes of play. That being said, folks, it is intermission time. Go get a snack. Go get a drink. Do what you got to do. We will be back for period number 2 momentarily. This is the countdown till the second. As always, thank you all so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button down below if you're new. We're 55 subscribers away from 6,700. Thought it was a good first half for the Sabres. Montreal bouncing back there on the power play in the final minute. That final minute goal could be huge for Montreal. Again, you set the momentum in your favor at the end of 20 minutes of play. You're obviously not leading, but it's a step in the right direction. All right. All right. Got a little bit of time. Take a chill pill. Go take a nap. I could go for a nap. Not going to lie. Pretty fast-paced period, though. Not a lot of whistle, especially in the first 10 minutes. As we expected. All right. 93 needs to step up. Demidov had the secondary assist on the Suzuki goal. Could play better, but he is a rookie. Need the Russian to be more aggressive. Yeah, I can see why. Suzuki didn't make much of an impact on Tampa Bay. Yeah, I said again, like, he wasn't bad, but you need to have more offense from him. Face off here. One back then. Power will dump it off the boards. The center, Montreal. Power it off the boards. The center. Benson fumbles it. It's a 3-on-1. Benson into the zone with Dome. Benson pass over. They score. Montreal. Hudson fumbles it. It's a 3-on-1. Benson into the zone with Dome. Benson pass over. They score. It's Josh Doan. What a play, and the Sabres open it up. And it's Bedlam at the bank. Do you think the combined goal total will be go over 6.5? Definitely. Definitely could. Take a chill pill. Go get a snack. Go get a drink. Rest the voice for a moment. What's up, Douglas? How we doing? People think that Leaf pick top of the talk of the city in TL. I bet. Betting 4-2 Sabres, that's a good choice. You're pretty much halfway there. Well, at least Montreal has more shots in this game than they did in Game 7. So, there you go. Perfect. Go make sure to go check out our Chicago Blackhawks off-season outlook. We're getting to the off-season outlooks. Hoping to get one out tomorrow and Friday. We have our first mock draft for the 2026 draft coming out as well. Hopefully on Saturday. What a period by Benson and Doan. Those young boys there in Buffalo cooking it up. If Buffalo stays out of the box, they will have the upper edge. I think the difference will be in the series. I agree. I agree, Duncan. What food am I looking forward to have at the Fly? Is that what you mean, Todd? The food that I'm looking forward to have at the Flyers game? Crab fries at Chickies and Pete's. Easy answer. Easy answer. Sure, that all depends on the umpires calling it. Umpires? Chickies and Pete's crab fries. Yeah, easy choice. It's the Chickies and Pete's crab fries. Look them up. All right. Ducks versus Vegas. What a match. Yeah, that'll be fun to see. We'll be live for that game later on tonight. Round 2, Game 2. Ducks versus Golden Knights. That is coming up here on the commentary schedule. Play here in the opening period. Slavkovsky below the line, moves it in front. They score! All right. Go Ducks. Love to hear that. All right. All right, got about 7 minutes to go here until the start of period number 2. Just got done my commentary clips for the period. Got Suzuki and Doan in there. All right. How many goals you guys think will be scored in this next period? How many goals total? How many goals total do we think is getting scored here in this second period? What do we think? Comment your prediction down below. How many goals will be scored in this second period? Update the all-time stat sheet super quickly. When was the last year Montreal went to the conference finals? 2021. Before that, I don't know. I think Montreal will get 4, 1 each. Seems like we kind of got an even perspective. I think Montreal will come out a little bit better in the second period, though. Buffalo should score 2 more. Montreal hopefully scores 1. 93. Thank you, JB. I appreciate it. 3 goals coming up. Montreal gets 2. Okay. So 3-2 after 40 minutes of play. Wait, no. 3-3 after 40 minutes of play. Not 3-2. 3-3. 3-3. Oh, last time won the cup. Okay. I should have known that. All right. Almost ready for period number 2 coming up here in just a moment. As thank you all for tuning in as always. Hit that subscribe button down below if you're new. Coming up on the halfway mark, the 6,700. We're going to be live later on tonight for Ducks and Knights, round 2, game 2. That is our next game up here on the commentary schedule. We will not be live tomorrow. We will not be live tomorrow for the Flyers-Hurricanes game. I'm actually going to the game. So we will not be live tomorrow. I'll be at the game myself. Am I doing the fun fact thing for the playoffs? What fun fact thing? Fun fact of the day? Did I used to do that? Probably. Tampa team really put the Habs to a test. Yep. Sabres are playing solid so far. I think Montreal will come out a little bit better in this second period, a little bit more sound defensively. They let the Sabres take advantage of them a couple of times. I think it'll be a close period. There may not be any goals scored. John LeClaire and Eric Desjardins before they were Flyers. They were Habs, right? Yep. Thank you, Rock and Roar. Yeah, I probably won't bring them luck. They'll probably lose. Knowing my luck, they'll probably lose. And I'll just be annoyed tomorrow. All right. Second period coming up in a moment. Alrighty, everyone, let's get ready for the start of period number 2 between the Montreal Canadiens and the Buffalo Sabres here live from Buffalo. Pretty good crowd here in Buffalo. Got the Blade Gang from the Sabres. Habs fan TVs in the crowd. They're beating a Montreal dummy with a table. First period recap. Goals were scored by Josh Doan, Ryan McLeod, and Nick Suzuki. Making a 2-1 lead for the Sabres here after 20 minutes of play. Take a look at your stats through 20. Shots are 10-6 in favor of Montreal. The faceoffs, 47% in favor of the Canadiens. Power plays, Montreal 1 for 1. Buffalo 1 for 2. Hits are 13-12 in favor of the Canadiens. And block shots are 6-4 in favor of Buffalo as well. Or in favor of Montreal, sorry. Period number 2 between the Sabres and the Habs. And we are underway. Matheson clearing it down low into the zone. Mike Matheson will dump it down into the Sabres end. Lyon will give it up then for Rasmus Dahlin, who will play it off the boards ahead then for center. Here's Doan. Into the zone for Benson. Shot on there, saved by Dobich. Dahlin in front. Broken up then by Montreal. They'll chip it ahead to center. Intercepted then by the Sabres. Dahlin cross-ice pass. Hey, what's up, Christine? How we doing? Puck will slide back into the Sabres zone. Getting it back then is Josh Doan. Doan will give it back then for Dahlin. Rasmus Dahlin will hold it here now in the Sabres end, looking for the right opportunity. Byram off the boards to Thompson. Tuck into the zone then with Thompson. Cleared around behind the net then for Krebs. Up top, Power. On the right side for Tuck. It's broken up then by Carrier, who will get it back to center. In the Buffalo zone, Byram. Backhands to center again. Slavkovsky back down low then for Lane Hudson. Hudson gets it back in the Montreal zone. Caulfield on the right side then for Noah Dobson. Dobson off the boards then, Slavkovsky. He'll dump it down low into the Sabres end. It's picked back up then by Alex Tuck, who will move it with speed down the right side. Tuck, cross-ice pass, Power. Back to Krebs. Krebs to Thompson in front. And that one goes wide. Here's Krebs at the point then, stolen back by Caulfield, who will dump this one into the Buffalo zone. Peyton Krebs gets it back then for the Sabres. He'll drop it back then for McLeod. Ryan McLeod breaks it ahead now through center. Quinn drops it back then for Power. It'll slide into Alex Lyon, who will make the save and force a stoppage. Yeah, both these teams already excelling on the power play here tonight. Both of them each have a goal. I expect for that to be really nothing different here if there are power plays. Both teams need to stay out of the box for sure, especially Buffalo. Montreal's power play, it's pretty dangerous when it's clicking. Ducks need a big bounce back. Yeah, that game was close, though. I'm looking forward to seeing how game 2 is. Face-off in the Sabres end is won back then by Buffalo. Timmins off the boards then. Quinn will bank it back to center. On the right side, Jake Evans will dump it down low into the Buffalo zone. Timmins off the boards then for Stanley. What's up, T-Stat? How we doing? Here's Gooley in the Montreal zone. Caden Gooley will chip it off the boards then for Arbor Jacki. Jacki will dump it down into the Sabres end. This will be an icing against Montreal. No shots here so far. Only one for the Sabres. No shots for Montreal is what I meant. Thank you all for tuning in. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button down below. It'll be greatly appreciated. Pretty good crowd here tonight considering the circumstances. Face off in the Montreal zone. It'll be Evans versus Norris. Face off one back then by Buffalo. Dahlin tries to get around Demidov. It's banked off the boards then by Montreal. Demidov will get it to center. Stolen back by Buffalo. Here they come with speed. It's Benson. Into the zone. Benson takes it in. Back hit on. He fumbled the puck. And Montreal plays it through center. Stolen back immediately by the Sabres. They'll force Montreal to regroup in their own end. Gooley on the right side then for Carrier. Here come the Habs through center. Caden Gooley off the boards then for Slafkovsky. Slafkovsky behind the net. Kirby Dach behind the Buffalo net. On the right side, getting it back. Carrier up top then for Veleno. Veleno, cross-ice pass to Matheson. Matheson will dump it down low then for Dach. Dach battling for it on the right side. The Sabres will backhand this one to center. Hey, Astro Ripper, thank you so much for the $10 dono, brother. Thank you, Astro Ripper. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. I appreciate your guys' donations here in these playoffs. Here's Greenway. Shut on. He scores! Jordan Greenway. Back bar and in. And the Sabres have taken a 2-goal lead. Yeah, thank you, Astrober. Got kind of thrown off there a little bit. Didn't know what to say. Greenway immediately comes right in and roofs one there on Jakub Dobish. And the Sabres have a 2-goal lead. Jordan Greenway, his first of the playoffs. Oh, that bounced off of Dobish's glove and into the back of the net. That sucks. That sucks to see there for Dobish. That's 3 goals on 8 shots. Not pretty. They're not all his fault, though. He probably should have had that one, though. 3-1 Buffalo. Greenway gets it back then for the Sabres. He'll dump it down low into the corner. Malenstein battling for it. It deflected off of Dobish's glove and into the back bar and down. Montreal's offsides at 16-12. 3 goals on 8 shots. Not a particularly pretty play there for Buffalo. Assists by Matthias Samuelsson on the Greenway goal. Face-off outside of the Sabres end. It's won back by Montreal. They'll dump it down low into the Buffalo zone. Plenty of time to go, Habs fans. Plenty of time to go. Puck will slide back into the Montreal zone. It's an icing at 16:01 against Buffalo. Yeah, so a very interesting series on the horizon here between these two sides. On Friday is Game 2. We will be live for Game 2. Face-off here in the Buffalo zone. It's won back by Montreal. Shot on by Matheson. They jab at that puck on the crease there on Lyon. He'll make the save and cover right up. Yeah, Habs got to get the shots there on Alex Lyon. For sure. Just a nice shot by Greenway. I think Dobish should have had that. Dobish, he got a piece of it with the top of his glove. And it deflected into the back of the net. It sucks, but it happens. Pretty unideal situation for it to be happening here, though. Hudson fires one on and goes back down low to the corner. Slafkovsky battling for it alongside Owen Power. Sabres will bank this one off the boards and get it through center. Here's Doan looking for options. Josh Doan fires one on. It's blocked. Doan down low then. And up top for Byram. Byram dumps it down low into the corner. What's up, Vince? How we doing? Welcome to the stream, bro. Caulfield battling for it on the right side then. Doan gets it back for the Sabres. Here's Suzuki battling for it on the right side then with Norris. Josh Norris at the point then for Buffalo. Pass down low for Benson, broken up by Hudson, who will poke check it behind the net. Here's Noah Dobson. Ahead then for Uri Slafkovsky. Try to play it through center then. Sabres intercept it. 3-on-2. Tuck for Thompson. Thompson up top. And the pass is missed. Montreal will take advantage. They'll move it through center. Hudson steals it back from Montreal. They'll regroup in the Habs end. Kind of a back and forth period here. Puck in the Buffalo zone now. Sabres will bank it off the boards. Krebs through center. Peyton Krebs will dump it down low into the Montreal zone. Here's Matheson. Battling for it alongside Thompson. Newhook in the corner now for Montreal. Shots are 11-8 in favor of Buffalo. It's a 3-1 lead for the Sabres. Puck goes up and out of play. Faceoff's going to come outside of the Montreal zone. Just a little bit under 6 minutes gone here in this second period. 3-1 lead for Buffalo. Jordan Greenway after the Astro Ripper donation, which, thank you, Astro. I appreciate it, man. It'll be Zucker versus Denault outside of the Montreal zone. Face-off won by the Habs. Jackeye. Right side then Gooley. Chipped off the boards then. Sabres will break this one ahead then through center. Quinn will flip it in the air. And back down low into the corner. McLeod. Right side then for Zucker. Up top Greenway to Stanley, who fires one on. It's offsides. There we go. Don't forget, we'll be live later on tonight for Anaheim and Vegas. That'll be the next game up here on our commentary schedule. We will step aside. It's a 3-1 lead for the Sabres here in period number 2. Feels like this game's moving by pretty fast. Thank you all for tuning in. Hit that subscribe button down below if you're new. I would greatly appreciate it. Trying to get to 6,700 subscribers. We'd love to get to 7K by the end of June. That's the hope. We'll see if we get there, though. It's been a battle for sure. Certainly been a battle. I got shave. Thank you, T-Stat. Just feeling pretty tired today, I'm not going to lie. Going to sleep real good tonight because tomorrow is going to be a very interesting day. That's for sure. And my nose is really itchy. Like the little tip inside of my nose is itching. Because it always is when I'm streaming. All right, back here in Buffalo. It's a 3-1 lead for the Sabres. Jordan Greenway with the only goal in this second period. You should grow a stash. That's a horrible idea. Yeah, I've never actually grown out a beard before. And I don't like it. Like, I don't like the feel. It's just like I'm not big on it. And I look really weird with it. Even on, you can't really tell, but I have been letting it grow out the last couple days. Not a huge fan, so it'll probably be shaved for Friday streams. just not a fan of a beard. Some people told me I should grow a playoff beard. I'm like, that's like, regardless of whether my team's in it or not, that's the whole playoffs. Here's Deneau. Back over then for Dobson. Dobson will chip it back down low into the Sabres end. Here's Timmins. Banks it off the boards then, trying to get it to center. Montreal steals it back. Texier battling for it then with Zucker on the right side. Here's McLeod, a 2-on-2. McLeod with Quinn. Back to Quinn! And off the post and out. Oh, man, he could have put the game away right there. Here's Quinn. Battling for it with Deneau. Jack Quinn will throw it up top then to Dahlin. Rasmus Dahlin to Stanley, a drive, and that one goes wide. Yeah, I know, you got to use beard oil. Never used it, though. I've never grown a beard. Here's Quinn. On the right side, battling for this puck. Jack Quinn at the point then. Delayed penalty for Montreal. Quinn will circle it around back up top. Looking for options. Wait, shoots it. And that one goes back down into the corner. Still a 6-on-5. Thompson, poke checked by Texier, and they force a whistle at 12:47. The Sabres are going to head to the power play. By the way, Michael, I tried to look at what you sent me, or what you told me you sent me earlier in the week. I couldn't find it. Are you sure that you messaged me on the right Instagram? Just put it on my face anyway. What's up, Davey? How we doing? Power play coming up here now for the Sabres. It's a 3-1 lead for Buffalo. Thank you all for tuning in. We have 148 people here in the commentary. It's good to see you all tuning into the chat as always. It's greatly appreciated. Shots are 11-9. Not 98, sorry. Face off in the Montreal zone. Here's Evans, who will backhand it behind the net. Then Newhook will dump it off the boards and all the way back down low to the Sabres end. Yeah, Michael, try my personal Instagram. It's at Dickinson, Dickinson, period 45. Try that. I'm more on that than my other one. Here's Norris to Dahlin. Dahlin, a breakaway. Fires it wide. Thompson at the point for the Sabres. Here's Dahlin. Is blocked there by Gooley. Forced back to center. Rasmus Dahlin will gain the line. Off the boards then for Tuck. Rasmus Dahlin battling forward, trying to bank it back to center and clear back into the Buffalo zone. Here's Jason Zucker. Zucker will carry it now through center. Jason Zucker, pass up top, then broken up by Deneau, who forces it back to center. Sabres get it back. Bowen Byram drops it back then for Josh Doan. Doan will carry it through center then for Benson. Benson to Byram. Bowen Byram. Up top then for Benson. Benson waits. Up top then for Quinn. Quinn to Benson. Benson below the line. Montreal steals it back. They're trying to clear. 30 seconds to go on the power play. Here's McLeod for Benson. Back to McLeod. Up top then. Byram waits. Shoots it. It's a save in front. And Dobish covers up. It is at Dickinson.45. Dickinson.45. It's my personal Instagram. You can also follow the Watch with Nordic Instagram at WatchWNordic. There's that as well. Face off here in the Montreal zone. Shots 12-8 in favor of the Habs. Not a lot of shots, but there's a lot of goals. That's for sure. Face off coming up here now again. It's one back by Montreal. Matheson will dump it off the boards. It stays in the zone. Byram up top. Waits. Shoots it. He scores! Bowen Byram, another power play goal. That's 4 goals on 9 shots. And the Sabres have a 3-goal lead here in the second period. And this game might be over. We know this Sabres team can score. And that they did. And although I don't think it's Jakub Dobish's fault, I wonder if we see a goaltending change here. It's Bowen Byram from Ryan McLeod. And yeah, good screen there by Josh Doan. These Sabres are clicking. Byram makes it 4-1. 10:59 to go in the second period. Most goals by a D-man in a single playoff year. Byram ties Mike Ramsey, Jason Woolley, and Alexei Zulnik for that record in Sabres history. Which is nuts. Only 4? Penalty coming up at 10:49 immediately. Yeah, Sabres playing well. This game might be over. Maybe. Montreal power play coming up. Still over half the game to go, so It's not over yet. Face-off coming up here now in the Buffalo zone. Suzuki versus Thompson. Face-off won by Montreal. Hudson to Demidov. Broken up then by the Sabres, who will dump it all the way back to center. Ivan Demidov in the Montreal end. Demidov back to Caulfield. Cole Caulfield drops it back then to Suzuki. It's a Habs power play. Second of the game. They're 1 for 1. If they want to stay alive in this game, they need to convert. Slavkovsky back down low. Broken up then by the Sabres. Samuelson ahead then for Tuck. Backhand pass broken up then by Montreal. Slavkovsky ahead then for Demidov. Up top, Caulfield waits. Pass over, and nobody's there. Here's Hudson. Down low for Caulfield. Halfway through the game in the period. Suzuki up top to Hudson. Hudson fires one on and goes wide. Uri Slavkovsky gets it back then for Montreal. Slavkovsky down low then for Caulfield. Up top then Hudson. Hudson to Caulfield. Cole Caulfield for Suzuki. Up top then Hudson. Broken up then by Montreal. Here's Lane Hudson to Suzuki. Nick Suzuki. Up top then Hudson. Pass down low is tipped away. Caulfield up top then for Suzuki. Suzuki down low then for Slavkovsky. Broken up then by the Sabres. Montreal gets it back. They're holding the Habs to the outside. Hudson to Suzuki. Up top Hudson. Over then Demidov, a shot tipped in the air and back down low to the corner. Caulfield battling for it alongside Greenway. Suzuki. Up top then for Hudson. 10 seconds to go on the power play. Hudson. Suzuki to Demidov. And that one goes out of play. I feel you, Jack. Yeah, Jack, this game might be over. I'm not going to lie to you. 4-1 lead for the Sabres. Halfway through the hockey game. We'll see if Montreal can come back. Just need something to switch the momentum. Face-off coming up now in the Buffalo zone. Face-off won by the Sabres. Benson will break it to center. He'll dump it down low into the Montreal zone. That'll do it for the power play. Here's Boldu, who will dump it down low into the Buffalo zone. Power on the right side. Suzuki to Doc. Pass in front. And the shot there is blocked. Here's Doan. Backhanding it to center. Grabbed back then by Montreal in their own zone. They'll chip it off the boards to center. Now Newhook will dump it into the Sabres end. On the right side, Power. Back over then for Josh Norris. Norris through center. Norris will loop it back around. Up top then, Dahlin waits, fires it, and it's denied by Dobish. And there's the 10th shot of the game for Buffalo. And we're over halfway through this second period. 10 shots for Buffalo, 4 goals. Pretty ugly game here for Montreal so far. It's a 3-goal lead. Thank you all for tuning in. Hit that subscribe button down below. I hate to say it. I hope I'm wrong, but this game may already be over. Taking a look at the goaltending check. Shots are 14-10. We'll start off with Jakub Dobish. 600 save percentage. 6 saves on 10 shots. I wondered if it got bad enough, would they pull him? But it doesn't seem like they want to do that just yet. Rookie Jacob Fowler. That could be an interesting move if Sabres keep on racking up the goals here. You saw Buffalo do it with UPL. UPL racked up some goals. Lyon came in, played well. They swapped to him in game 2. Saw the same thing with Wallstedt in the Colorado-Minnesota series. And I will say this. the goals aren't really on Dobish. They're not all his fault. Just looking back at him, the first two were off the rush turnovers. The third one he should have had, if we're being honest, and the fourth one was not his fault. So when I look at the goals, two of them were like, one of them was off the rush, off of the defensive turnover. The other was an easy backdoor play, which your defenseman should be there. The third goal was just a nice shot from Greenway. Dobish got a piece of it, but he couldn't fully get the cover. It went into the back of the net. He should have had that one, and then that fourth one. So need to be clear in the front of the net better. Yeah, I agree. I did see him with the president. Want the score to stay the same the rest of the game? Yeah, you better hope it stays the same. Did you say 4-2? Face-off coming up here now. It's in the Montreal zone. It's won back by the Habs. They'll dump it off the boards all the way back into the Sabres' end. Rasmus Dahlin. Off the boards then Benson. Zach Benson will grab it back on the right side, trying to move this one through center. Krebs in the neutral zone. Back over then for Matheson. Matheson will dump it into the Sabres zone. Rasmus Dahlin. Cross-ice pass to center. Krebs. Back over then for Slavkovsky. Slavkovsky cross-ice pass to Matheson. 7.5 minutes to go here in this second period. It's a 4-1 lead for the Sabres. Here heading into the latter stages of period number 2. Dahlin will dump it off the boards then for Krebs, battling forward with Hudson. Hudson down low, then broken up as Newhook could not get that puck on clearly. Cleared all the way back in the Montreal zone. And that'll be an icing against the Sabres. Go Sabres. Face off in the Buffalo end is won back by Montreal. Here's Demidov, a shot. That one goes wide there of Lyon. Habs get it back up top. On the right side, broken up then by Doan, who will clear it to center. Thompson looking for options. Tage Thompson pass to Byram. Byram will bring it into the Montreal zone. He'll dump it around behind the net then for McLeod. Ryan McLeod in the corner. Battling forward with Demidov. Newhook there as well. McLeod up top to Samuelson. At the point, Power. Back to Zucker, a shot. Here's Power. Behind the Montreal net. Owen Power drops it back for Zucker, who winds up and fires it. It's blocked. Jason Zucker down low in the corner. He'll look for options. Zucker to Quinn. Quinn a shot. Save in front. Rebounds there. Cleared away. Here's Jack Quinn behind the net. He'll look for options. Pass over then to McLeod. Ryan McLeod to Quinn, a drive, and that one goes wide. Here's Zucker. Down low in the corner in the Montreal zone. Now Quinn dekes around Newhook. Up top then is Power, who's broken up. Play is forced back to center. Sabres will regroup. Samuelson. Here in the Buffalo end. Power broken up by Demidov. Greenway gets it back. Jordan Greenway over then for Kozak, who chips it down low into the Montreal end. Battling for it, Malenstein. Behind the net, then getting it back is Greenway. In front, Dahlin! Denied by Dobish. Rebounds in the crease. They jab at that puck. It stays out. Montreal controls it back down low in the corner. Anderson will backhand it off the boards. And back into the Sabres zone. About 5 minutes to go here in the second period. Some good chances for the Sabres. Here's Malenstein battling for now on the right side. Buffalo will clear it down low into the Montreal zone. Matheson battling forward then with Doan. Anderson's there as well. Gooley pass over then is cleared ahead. Nearly broken up at the line. Denault for Anderson. Anderson will dump it into the Sabre zone. Josh Doan back over then for Byram. Bowen Byram. Here in the Sabres end. I wouldn't say Dobush is doing bad, Jane. In my opinion, I think only one of the four has really been on him. Byram will dump it off the boards. It's broken up at the line. Backhanded down low then by Montreal. Carrier in the Habs end. Gooley cross-ice pass into the zone. Veleno a shot. It's gloved by Lyon. And now some physicality here in front. Yeah, fight here down low in the corner. Things continue to get ugly. And we knew in a game like this where, you know, again, it becomes not a blowout, but out of hand. Can be a lot of scrums. It's unfortunate that both teams can't lose this series. It's as loud as the Bell Center. Yeah, KeyBank is loud. Jakub Dobeš with some big saves there in front. Keeps it from getting even more out of hand. It is 4-1 Buffalo. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Please hit that subscribe button down below if you're new. We are 52 subscribers away from 6,700. Oh, are the Phillies winning? Are the Philadelphia Phillies winning? They are not. But they're not losing by that much. They're only down by 1. I'll take it. They play tomorrow, too, and I'm going to the Flyers game tomorrow. That game's at 8 o'clock. The Phillies play at home at 6:40. I'm terrified. When I hit 6-7, 6-7, you got a 6-7, I will. But that's like 100 subscribers away, though. We're not there yet. Nordic, can Montreal still come back? Yeah. It's not over yet. You come into these games and you go down at this point in the game. It's all about one goal at a time. Best part about sports and hockey is that you never know. Anything can happen. It does seem like the Sabres have this game down, but you never know. Montreal needs to really improve defensively. They really do. They need to improve on the defensive end of things. They've had some poor defensive plays. Some plays not go their way either. The Hudson trip where he fell over himself and Buffalo took advantage. That's just an unlucky play. Face-off here in the Sabres' end is won by Montreal. Hudson fires one on Lyon. He'll make the save. All right, Michael, I'll go take a look. Once the games are over, I'll take a look. Face-off won by the Habs. Puck is forced back to center. Zach Bolduc here in the neutral zone. Veleno. Right side then for Hudson. Hudson gives it back to Joe Veleno, who moves it through center. He'll chip it off the boards, back down low into the Buffalo end. Zach Bolduc battling for it on the right side. Alex Tuck ahead then for Thompson. 2-on-2. Thompson loses the puck in his stick. Here come the Habs. Doc into the zone. Pass over. Big save by Lyon. And the rebound in the back of the net Kirby Dach, what an effort. And what a goal, and the Habs answer back. It's 4-2. Oh, man, what a play there by Kirby Dach. Kirby Dach made the initial save. Or no, well, Alex Lyon made the initial save, but Kirby Dach got the rebound. He was on his knees when he tucked that one past Lyon. What a play by Kirby Dach. Oh, man. Oh, man, what a play. Back to Joe Valeno, who moved it through center. Listen to my replay of that. Carrier. For Slavkovsky. Slavkovsky tried to get around the Buffalo defense. McLeod will backhand this one to center. Here come the Habs. Dach into the zone. Pass over. Big save by Lyon. And the rebound in the back of the net. Kirby Dach, what an effort. That was a nice goal by Kirby Dach. Oh, man. I didn't like my call, though. Meh. Matheson. Battling for it with Zucker. On the right side, Habs will carry this one through center. Matheson broken up then by Quinn. Quinn to Zucker. Zucker on the right side. Jason Zucker back down low. Then Samuelson loses a stick. In the final 3 minutes of play in this second period. Here come the Habs. Slavkovsky into the zone. Loops it back around. Uri Slavkovsky. Cross-ice pass then for Newhook. Another goal for Montreal before the end of the period will be huge. Sabres breaking ahead then through center. It's Kirby Dach from Zach Bolduc. And a 4-2 hockey game here. Rasmus Dahlin clears it off the boards and back into the Montreal zone. Gooley battling forward with Doan. Doan battling forward on the right side with Jack-Eye. Evans will backhand it off the boards to center. Newhook puts it through his legs. He nearly had a 1-0 breakaway, but Buffalo recovered. And Byram will play it to center. Here's Byram, who backhands it down low into the Montreal zone. Gooley below the line then for the Habs. Newhook on the right side. Down low, Benson looks for options. Pass up top. And nobody is there. Sabres regroup, though. Stanley, right side. Pass through the crease is broken up by Montreal. Evans to Newhook. Newhook will dump it down low into the Sabres end. Here's Byram now in the Buffalo zone looking for options. 90 seconds to go. Here's Greenway into the zone. Backhand on. Saved by Dobish. Here's Hudson in the corner. Back over then for Josh Anderson. Anderson for Deneau. Philip Deneau gets around Power. Backhand goes wide there of Lyon. Power down low in the corner. Off the boards. Mallinson trying to play it away. Then Anderson gets it back for the Habs. Josh Anderson down low in the corner fighting with Power. Up top, Lane Hudson. Last minute of play in period number 2. Hudson a shot. And that one is blocked through the traffic. Here's Dobson. Gets it back for Montreal. Up top then Hudson. 40 seconds to go in the second. Hudson for Dobson. Dobson to Hudson, a shot. That one just goes just wide of Lyon. Greenway on the right side battling forward with Dobson. 30 seconds to go. Hudson forced out of his own zone. Hudson then for Texier. Hudson breaks it into the zone. Waits. Up top, Texier! And he fires it wide. Hudson down low in the corner. Pass back up top then for Texier. 10 seconds left. Dobson for Hudson. Hudson up top. Back down low. Shot on there goes wide of Lyon and back into the Montreal zone. That'll do it for period number 2. 2 goals from Buffalo and a goal from Montreal. It's a 4-2 hockey game after 40 minutes of play. Not a great game defensively for Montreal, but they're not out of this yet. It's only a 2-goal game. We've seen 2-goal comebacks plenty of times in these playoffs. But that'll do it for 40 minutes of play. That Kirby Dach goal could be huge. We will see if Montreal can build off of that. But it does seem like this is the Sabres game right now. That being said, folks, it is intermission time. Go get a snack. Go get a drink. Do what you got to do. We will be back for period number 3 momentarily. This is the countdown till the third. And as always, thank you all for tuning in. Please hit that subscribe button if you are new. It would be greatly appreciated. We're at 68 likes here on the commentary. That is awesome. Looks like the shots are 17-15 in favor of the Habs. Both of the goalies are kind of having meh performances tonight. Dobish, a little less than meh. Not his fault, though. I really wonder if the Sabres rack on another 2 here. I wonder if they pull Dobish and they bring in Jacob Fowler. I think that'd be interesting to see. Fowler is the backup. Canadiens fans are very optimistic about Jacob Fowler. And I am too. I like him. I think he's going to be a solid goalie. But if Dobish is becoming the goalie that we thought he would, how you gonna run that? Thank you, Douglas. Yeah, man. Tomorrow will be fun. Chill out a little bit. Got to stick with Dobish? Okay. Well, I mean, sometimes, I'm not saying you go to him for game 2. What I'm saying is if things do get bad enough, give Dobish the rest of the night off and put in Fowler. Keep him fresh. Whew. Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate it. Don't forget, later on tonight, we have Ducks and Golden Knights, round 1, game 2. That is our next game coming up here on the commentary schedule. Regardless of when this one ends, we will go over to that one. Wait, no. We will go to that one after this one ends, is what I meant. Don't think you've seen Fowler yet. Heard he's good. Yeah, I've seen him once. I've commentated him in a game this year. He looks sound. He looks good for Montreal. I'm just saying that because I want to see him play. I'm a big fan of Fowler. I think he's going to become something good. And I like being able to commentate some of the new goalies and the future goalies for their content and stuff like that. Also so I can get a grasp on their game and how good they are. It's fun. I enjoy watching from that way. Go Ducks, go. If it's a blowout in the third, go to Anaheim. Yeah, if it's a blowout in the third, I'll go to Anaheim, probably. Here in the second period. It doesn't look like these games are going to overlap, though. At least I don't think they will. Because although it says a 9:30 start time for that game, it probably won't start until like 9:50, maybe even 10 o'clock. So I always take that with a grain of salt. This is commentary stream number 252 all time. We're coming up on 200 commentaries in the 2025-26 season. I think we might end up just around there by the end of the night, or by the end of the year. Thank you all for your support on yesterday's draft lottery stream. Our Our Maple Leafs reaction to them getting first overall got over 5,000 views. You guys are nuts. Habs like OT, you never know. Yeah, that dot goal was nice. It's not over yet. All it takes is one shot, and it's a one-goal game again. So, you never know. I always say that. You never know. Best part about sports is you never know. Doc is my GOAT. Two power play goals for Buffalo in this game. They only had one the entire series against the Bruins. And I said in the preview, go check out the preview for this series, that was the only way that they were going to be, that was one of the things they needed to improve upon to pull this series off. And so far, they've done a good job at that. So, pretty optimistic. You got a stick from John Marino. Nice. Utah Mammoth legend. Leafs have had personnel problems for years. Remember Harold Ballard? Yeah, I was. That was way before my time, but I do remember the stories of Harold Ballard. Very interesting figure, if we're being honest. Hello from Russia. What's up, man? Welcome. Good to see you here again. Wasn't I in Harold Ballard's basement? Yeah, I was. Used to work with him, actually. We plan on relocating the team to, Houston, but never was able to get it across the finish line. Yeah, I think you're right, Jack. I think you're right. I think you're along the right lines, Jack. Jordan Greenway, first ever goal in a live commentary. Pretty cool accomplishment there for him. It's also Matthias Samuelson's first point. Or not. Never mind. His second point. All right, still got a little bit of time here till the start of period number 3. Stick around, everyone. Hit that subscribe button down below if you're new. All right. Why is my stream not working? There we go. All right. Uptime stat sheet's all updated. Got a signed puck from Drew O'Connor. Nice. All-time stat sheets updated. We are ready to go here for the third period. Coming up in a moment. Yeah, Brian. Yep. The amount of compliments I've gotten about my Nordique set is like insane. Oh, I'm so tired. Who was the biggest jerk ever met in the NHL? You mean ever in the NHL? The biggest jerk I've ever met? I'm confused at your question, David. Thank you, Douglas. Yeah, ma'am. Because the Nordiques are awesome. Yeah. It is a pretty nice hat. But it feels like every video I make with it, everybody compliments me on it. So, guess I'll keep wearing that hat. Who have I met that was a big jerk? I haven't really met any hockey players. I haven't really met anybody from the NHL. To be honest with you, I haven't really met anybody from the NHL ever. I know, I'm a little bit boring, but it's kind of the truth. Yeah, never really met anybody at all. And the ones that I have met haven't really been bad. But it's a very short list. What's 97 and Nordic 97? Isn't that the birth year? No, it's actually, so when I was a kid, I've had this channel for about 6.5 years or so. My favorite well, not my favorite player. I based the Nordic off the Quebec Nordiques, and I took the 97, and I know CJ is going to get mad at this. I took the 97 from Connor McDavid, who is the best player in the world in my opinion, or at the time, and put him in that 97, so it make it Nordic 97. So, yeah, most people call me Nordic though, so which is fine. Doesn't matter. You can call me Nordic, call me whatever. Call me commentary guy. All right. Phillies score 2, take the lead. Let's go. Sosa. 2-run single. Bottom of the 8th. Nice. All right. Period number 3 coming up in just a moment. He still is? Yeah. I think he still is too. Recall when the Canadiens versus Nordiques in the Good Friday Massacre, 15 players got tossed. Yeah, that was learning about that game was fun. Wow. Alrighty, everyone. We are ready to get started here with period number 3 between the Buffalo Sabres and the Montreal Canadiens here from KeyBank Center. The Sabres are looking to take a 1-0 lead here home tonight and gear up for Game 2 yet again on Friday. Second period recap. Goals were scored by Jordan Greenway, Bowen Byram, and Kirby Dach. It's a 4-2 hockey game here after 40 minutes of play. We'll see what happens in this third period. Comment down below. How many goals will be scored in this third period? What do you think? How many goals will be scored in this third period? What do you guys think? How many goals will be scored in this third period? Buffalo in round 1 was 1 for 24 on the power play. In this game tonight, they're 2 for 3. All right, period number 3. And Caulfield to shut off the draw, denied by Lyon. Nearly made it a 1-goal game. And the Habs are coming out hot. Wow. Immediately, little nice pass there. 2-1 from Suzuki to Caulfield. Lyon sprawls over to make the stop. Face-off coming up here now. It's going to be in the Buffalo zone. It's one back then by the Sabres. Dahlin off the boards then for Benson. Broken up. Slavkovsky shut on. Is denied there by Lyon. Caulfield the rebound. And stolen away. Here's Doan. Cross-ice pass to center. Into the zone now, Benson. Benson back down low to the corner now. Caulfield battling for it. Nick Suzuki. Gets it back then for Montreal. He'll drop it off the boards. Behind the net then for Dobson. Noah Dobson to Lane Hudson. Hudson will dump this one out of play at 19:20. Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate it. Only 1 goal, you think? Hoping for 2 by the Habs. Nothing better than OT hockey. Yeah, wouldn't mind seeing some overtime. Maybe we'll see it in the later game. Face-off at center ice. It'll be Thompson versus Evans. The face-off is won back then by Montreal. They will dump it down low into the Sabres end. Battling for it on the right side. Tage Thompson down low, fighting with Newhook. Thompson gets it back to Owen Power. Power down low in the Buffalo zone will play this one off the boards to center, or at least he'll try to. Montreal will dump it in. Behind the net then, Power broken up by Demidov. Pass up top. Carrier, a shot denied there by Lyon on the right side. He gives a little jab to Evans. Cleared back to center. Montreal trying to get it back. Carrier ahead then for Demidov. Demidov into the zone, trying to get around Timmins. He was broken up, and the Sabres will dump it down to center. Yeah, not surprised. I think we're going to see Montreal make a bit of a push. Here's Bolduc. Zach Bolduc through center. He'll dump it down low into the corner. Stanley battling forward with Veleno. Chipped off the boards then. Jackeye. Right side for Doc. Cleared back down low into the corner then. Joe Veleno ahead then for Quinn. Jack Quinn to McLeod. McLeod into the zone. Pass in front, broken up. Here's McLeod. Pass through center is cleared away. Ryan McLeod will dump it around behind the net then. Pass in front! And a big chance there for Quinn is broken up. As he fanned on that puck, and Montreal will force it back to center. Getting it back then is Kirby Doc. Battling for it alongside Stanley. Stolen back by the Sabres and Connor Timmins. We'll move it up then for Quinn. Quinn. Cross-ice pass then to Anderson. Josh Anderson battling for it on the right side then with Dobson. Noah Dobson in the Montreal zone. Lane Hudson will carry this one now through center. Philip Deneau dumps it around behind the Buffalo net. Mallenstein, right side then for Greenway. Anderson, back over then for Hudson. Hudson will chip it off the boards and back into the Sabres zone. Now Dahlin battling for it with Texier. Texier on the right side with Samuelson. Deneau gets it back. Shot on there is blocked. In the crease. What a hit there by Greenway on Deneau. He's been physical tonight. Hudson off the boards to Deneau. Broken up at center then. Samuelson will backhand it down low. Hudson will bank it off the boards and get it over then for Texier, who will backhand it down low. Samuelson fighting with Josh Anderson. Behind the net then, Josh Doan will bank it off the boards, trying to get this one to center. Battling for it as well is Norris. Suzuki throws it around behind the net. Up top, Carrier to Matheson. Fires it. Saved by Lyon. Rebound is taken away. Sabres will dump it off the boards and back into the Montreal zone. This one will be an icing at 16:20. Thank you all for tuning in. Hit that subscribe button down below. We're less than 50 subscribers away from 6,700. Don't forget, at the end of this commentary, we will go live for the Anaheim Ducks and the Vegas Golden Knights. Round 2, Game 2. Vegas took that first game by a score of 3-1. It was a close one. Benson battling forward with Hudson. Zach Benson will dump it down low into the Montreal zone. Dobish will give it back for Dobson. Noah Dobson ahead then for Suzuki. Suzuki to Caulfield. Caulfield up top then for Hudson. Hudson back up top. Dobson a shot. That one's blocked. Sabres try and play it through center. Montreal backhands it down low. Caulfield right side then. Slavkovsky up top then for Dobson. Here comes Slav. Shoots it. And saved by Lyon. The rebound is chipped away. Down low now in the corner, Caulfield. Battling forward with Byram. Off the boards then Tuck. Back for Thompson. It's a 2-on-2. Thompson up top then for Doan. Doan to Tuck. Tuck behind the net. Wraparound chance. It's in the crease. And cleared away by Montreal. Suzuki banks it off the boards then for Hudson. Hudson will move this one through center. He'll decide to come and loop it back around in the Montreal end. Mike Matheson down low in the Habs zone. 5 minutes gone in this third period. It's a 2-goal lead for the Sabres. It's not over yet. Demidov battling for it down low with Timmins. Demidov clears it around the boards up top then for Matheson. Matheson back down low to Demidov. Demidov through center. Pass down low. Newhook a shot. Saved by Lyon. And he'll cover it with the glove. What a play by Alex Lyon to force a whistle. Montreal getting some shots on. The shots are 5-0 in favor of the Canadiens here in this third period. Should be a fun game after this one. Definitely. Definitely right about that. Face-off coming up here now into the Sabres end. Shots 22-15. Face-off one back then by Montreal. Shot from up top goes wide there of Lyon. Byram will get it back then for the Sabres. He'll try and play it through center. Ivan Demidov down low then for Evans. Evans up top then. Backhand pass. Poke check down low. Broken up by Buffalo. Pass to center. Intercepted there as well. Demidov will get this puck. He'll dump it down low into the Buffalo zone. Rasmus Dahlin. Back over then for Josh Norris. Norris around the boards then for Dahlin, who will play this one to center. Josh Norris carries it into the zone. Grabbed back then by Doan on the right side. Stolen back by Kirby Dach. Off the boards, Matheson. Puck is tipped. As it slides back into the Sabres zone, that'll be an icing at 14:04. Montreal putting on some pressure. No shots for Buffalo so far in this period. Little solid back and forth game so far, but it's been obviously mainly Montreal in this period. Face-off in the Habs end. Krebs up top. Stanley, a shot that once blocked. Rebounds there for a tuck into the chest of Dobish. And now Krebs getting into it with Doc. At 13:58 after I think Krebs was in the crease or something. And there might be a penalty coming up here. We'll see. 6 minutes gone in the third period. We will step aside for now. It is still a 2-goal lead for the Buffalo Sabres. Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button down below if you're new. We are 48 subs away from 700. Oh, man. Thank you all for tuning in. How we feeling on this fine Wednesday night? We're over halfway through the week. Almost at the weekend. So I'll let you guys know about Saturday. We may not be live the entire day on Saturday. We may not be live for Game 4 of Flyers and Hurricanes. I'll let you guys know. I'm still considering what I want to do. But I'll let you guys know. We'll be live for Game 2 of this series on Friday, though. That I can tell you for sure. All right, back here in the third period for Game 1. It's a 4-2 lead for Buffalo. Been some chances for both sides. Not a lot of penalties either, comparatively speaking. Face-off in the Montreal zone. Shots 22-16 in favor of the Habs. They've put on the pressure here these last couple of moments. It'll be Deneau versus Thompson. Face-off one back by Montreal. Matheson will backhand it off the boards. Down low then for Josh Anderson. Anderson, cross-ice pass to Matheson, who tries to chip it to center. He'll get it there. Cleared all the way back into the Montreal zone. Mike Matheson. He'll hold it here in the Montreal zone. Matheson, a cross-ice pass off the boards then for Texier. Texier will backhand it down low into the Buffalo zone. Here's Bowen Byram. Cross ice pass to Thompson. Thompson to Tuck. Tuck, a shot! And that one goes wide there of Dobish and back all the way to center. Samuelson will bank it off the boards and back into the Montreal zone. I believe it's an icing at 13:08. Thank you, Mr. GG. I mean, the blunt of it is that I have season tickets to a minor league baseball team. I don't know if I talked about that. I got them for like $100. 70 baseball games for $100. And they're at home this week, and I kind of wanted to go to a game, but at the same time, I want to stream the playoffs. So, thinking about it. I think we'll be live for one game on Saturday. I think it's what I'm going to do. Faceoff slides back into the Montreal zone. Lane Hudson. Pass over then to Slavkovsky. Slavkovsky off the boards. Then it's Doc who will chip it into the Buffalo end. Now Dahlin off the boards. Through center then for McLeod. McLeod battling for it in the corner then with Dobson. Noah Dobson down low in the Montreal zone. Here's Hudson. Through center. Cleared back into the Sabres end. Caulfield. Banks it off the boards. Buffalo trying to backhand this one to center. Delayed offsides against Montreal. Samuelson will take this puck. And it goes out of play into Panger. Face-off coming up outside of the Montreal zone. Panger giving a puck to a little kid. Face-off here outside of Montreal end is won by the Sabres. Connor Timmins on the right side trying to dump it down low. Grabbing it then is Kozak in the corner, fighting for it alongside Carrier. Carrier trying to get that one free. Greenway fighting now with Carrier in the corner. Gooley, right side to Demidov, who will chip it off the boards and back into the Buffalo zone. Connor Timmins fighting with Newhook. Kozak battling for it as well with Evans. Logan Stanley trying to get that one free down low. Malenstein battling for it with Jackeye. Stanley will clear it off the boards back to center. Demidov will regroup now in his own end. Shots 22-16 in favor of Montreal. Not a ton of shots these last few minutes. Here's Demidov back for Mike Matheson. Matheson will hold it here in the Montreal zone with some boos met from the Buffalo crowd. About 9 minutes played here in this third period. Byram off the boards. Valeno down low. Puck slides just wide of Lyon. On the right side, Doc battling for it. Benson to center. Chipped away then by Montreal. Carrier gains the line into the zone then for Valeno, and the Habs are offsides at 10:58. Alex Tuck will dump it down low into the Montreal zone. Approaching the halfway mark of the game in the period. Canadiens will move it through center. It's Dobson. Pass to Caulfield. Poke check to center yet again. Hudson. In the Montreal end, back to Slavkovsky. Grab back then on the right side by Krebs. Krebs down low then. Chipped off the boards to center. Dahlin across ice pass. Broken up at the line. Thompson. For Dahlin. Rasmus Dahlin will dump it into the zone. It goes in there just wide of Dobish. Now Hudson. Gets it back for Montreal. Lane Hudson will dump it down low into the Buffalo zone. Now Zucker. Clears it to center. Getting it back then is Caulfield. Battling for it alongside McLeod. Cole Caulfield trying to throw a cross-ice pass. Up top, here's Quinn, a shot. Saved by Dobish. Rebounds there. Wraparound chance for Zucker. He's broken up on the right side by Caulfield. And Caulfield will dump it the other way. Racing forward with speed is Anderson. Anderson battling for it alongside Timmins. Broken up down low in the corner. Logan Stanley gets it back. They'll chip it off the boards. Back into the Montreal zone. Gooley. Ahead then for Anderson, who will dump it down low. Not a lot of shots in these last few minutes. Heck, not really any shots at all. Anderson for Deneau. Deneau up top. Broken up then by the Sabres. Here's Zucker, who will dump it down low into the Montreal zone. Gooley in the Canadiens' end. Caden Gooley will dump it off the boards and all the way back into the Buffalo end. Malenstein on the right side. Malenstein back to Kozak, who will force it to center. Kozak comes in, pass over, and right there was Greenway to pot his second of the night, but he couldn't get it on. Matheson off the boards, then he's hit off that puck. With speed now is Carrier. Carrier into the zone. Battling for it alongside Kozak. Picked up top then by Evans. Buffalo will force it to center. Greenway will dump it into the Montreal end. Yeah, I saw Phillies won. Thank God. They're like 4 games back of 500 now. Matheson dumps it down low into the Buffalo zone. Here's Bolduc on the right side. Doan. Ahead now, Benson. 1-on-2. Benson into the zone. Still has the puck. Will backhand that one behind the net then. The Rasmus Dahlin. Dahlin up top then. And a shot on there is blocked. Noah Dobson. Regrouping now in the Montreal zone. Dobson back over then for Bolduc on the right side. Hudson down low. Through center then for Kirby Dach. Stanley. Clears it off the boards. Thompson. Valeno forced to center. Timmins will get it back into the Montreal zone. Hudson regroups here for Montreal. Slavkovsky battling for on the right side as well. Hudson in the Montreal end. Ahead then for Caulfield, who will dish it into the Sabres end. Timmins fighting with Suzuki. Caulfield gets it back up top then for Gooley. Gooley to Carrier. Carrier fires one on, it's blocked. Suzuki gets it back. Caulfield battling for it in the corner then with Thompson. Thompson backhanded off the boards. Kept in the zone by Carrier. 7 minutes to go in the third period. It's a 2-goal lead for Buffalo. Gooley to Slavkovsky. Slavkovsky a shot, and that one goes wide there. Banked off the boards by Krebs and all the way back into the Montreal zone. Here's Caden Gooley behind the Canadiens' net. There's been no shots in the last 10 minutes. Here's Zucker trying to backhand it off the boards. It's kept in then by Montreal. In the corner battling for it is Deneau alongside Power. Trying to get that one free. Texier up top then for Montreal. Alex Texier to Jackeye, a shot. Good block there by Zucker. Puck goes out of play. And I believe we will step aside. There haven't really been any shots in these last few minutes. Shots are 5-1 in favor of Montreal in this period. 22-16 overall. It's still a 2-goal lead for the Sabres. Thank you all for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button down below if you're new. Don't forget, at the conclusion of this game tonight, we will be live for the Anaheim Ducks and the Vegas Golden Knights. Round 2, Game 2 coming up here in just a moment. I will end this stream and start a new one once we get to that point. All right. Thank you, Jane. Appreciate you. Puck drop for Anaheim and Vegas is 9:50 p.m. Eastern time. So we should be able to wrap up this game and get to that game and maybe have some time in between. We'll see how long these last 6 minutes take, though. Face-off coming up here now. It's going to be in the Buffalo zone. Montreal needs to get some shots on here. Keep an eye out for Dobish. I imagine they'll try and pull him to get 6 guys on the ice. Thank you, Michael. Here's Malenstein, who dumps it down low by the net. I haven't seen you before in streams, Michael. It's good to see you. Here's Kozak. Battling forward with Hudson. Kozak down low then for Malenstein. Off the boards then Greenway. Pass in front. And just off the side of the net. Backhand on there goes wide. Demidov gets it back then for Montreal. The Habs will move it through center. It's Evans who will chip it into the Buffalo zone. Newhook in the corner. Up top, Canadiens will dump it around behind the net then on the right side. Demidov battling forward alongside Greenway. At the point, Habs keep it in. Dobson back down low, broken up by Samuelson on the right side. Evans battling for it. Kozak trying to get it back. Greenway will bank it off the boards to the Montreal end. We're approaching crunch time. Hudson in the Habs end. Gooley carries it now through center. Gooley fires one on. It goes in the crease and wide. Here's Josh Doan forcing it ahead to center. He'll dump it into the Montreal end. Carrier off the boards, kept in ever so slightly by the Sabres. Montreal takes it back. Carrier. Down low below the goal line, up top then for Suzuki. Nick Suzuki on the right side, puck's in the air. Fires one wide there of Lyon. Power will dump this one back into the Montreal end. Thank you, Michael. Yeah, man, hope to see you more. Keep an eye out for Jakub Dobish. Suzuki broken up by Thompson. 2-on-2. Thompson shoots it. And that one goes off of Dobish, I believe, in wide. Montreal breaks it through center. It's chipped back into the Sabres end. Timmins for Stanley. Stanley will dump it off the boards and back into the Montreal zone. Matheson gets around Dobish. Will chip it back into the Buffalo zone. Lyon off the boards for Stanley, battling for on the right side with Timmins. Deneau up top to Matheson. Mike Matheson up top. Fires one on it, goes wide there of Lyon. Backhand pass goes wide as well. Sabres will bank this one to center. Dobson gets it back for Montreal. They'll backhand it down low into the Buffalo zone. Racing for it then was McLeod on the right side, broken up. Hudson down low then for Newhook. Sabres are doing a good job of just hemming the Habs in their own zone. Here's Demidov, who will break it in. Ivan Demidov down low below the goal line. Pass up top. Dobson shoots it in front. Rebounds there for Evans. A shot. What a block by Dahlin. He had a wide open net. Hudson a drive. Save there. Rebounds in the crease and cleared away. Kept in the zone by Demidov. And Dobish will head to the bench. Empty net for Montreal. Dobson a shot. And Lyon makes the stop at 2:47. Empty net for Montreal. We'll see if they can pull off a miracle. But Alex Lyon stands in their way. And Rasmus Dahlin, after blocking that shot, he's going to go to the locker room. Hopefully he's okay. Never like to see that. Hopefully Dahlin's okay. Thank you all for tuning in. Hit that subscribe button down below. Don't forget, at the conclusion of this game, we'll go live for the Anaheim Ducks and the Vegas Golden Knights. Round 2, Game 2. We will end this stream and start a new one. So stay tuned for that coming up here in just a moment. Montreal has pulled their goaltender. We'll see if they can do anything with it. All right, a 4-2 lead here for Buffalo. Here in the third period. Shots are 25-16 in favor of the Habs. But the Sabres are the ones that have the 2-goal lead. We'll see how long it stands. Dahlin returns from the locker room after getting 10-2 after blocking that shot. All right, face-off coming up here now in the Sabres zone. Alex Lyon, 23 saves on 25 shots tonight. Another great performance from him. His Watch of Nordic numbers are very good as well. He's a 9-17. Sorry, a 9-16 in 4 live commentaries. Face-off in the Sabres end, won by the Sabres. They'll dump it off the boards to center. It'll slide back into the Montreal zone. It won't be an icing. Benson battling for it then with Dobson. Suzuki gets it back. Montreal will play this one through center. Suzuki for Hudson. Hudson will dump it down low. It goes behind the Buffalo net. Demidov up top to Slavkovsky. Slavkovsky shoots it, and it's gloved by Lyon. Who else? Juraj Slavkovsky with an assist tonight. I believe that has 4 goals in the series. Hat-trick in Game 1 of Tampa Bay. Shots 26-16. We'll try again. Face-off here in the Sabres zone. It'll be Deneau who will win the draw. Dobson. Right side then, Suzuki to Caulfield. Pass up top, broken up. Lane Hudson to Dobson up top. Dobson to Suzuki, a shot. And that one goes wide. On the right side, Hudson then for Caulfield. Pass in front. Broken up there. Thompson racing for that puck. He can't clear. Deneau keeps it in on the right side. Caulfield battling for it now with Timmins. Puck is thrown all the way back into the Montreal end. It will not be an icing. Noah Dobson carries it through center. Dobson into the zone. Will flip it in there into the corner. 1:30 to go in regulation. Slavkovsky to Hudson. Hudson to Demidov. He went off sides. Oh, by an inch. Face off again here in the Sabres end. Montreal's going to call their timeout, so we'll get a little bit of time in between whistles here. Ducks and Knights coming up here in just a moment. Round 2, Game 2. That is our next game up on the commentary schedule. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. Turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the noti for when we go live for that game. With the way this one's going, it looks like we'll be able to. Or we will be able to get to that one in time. Dobish will head back to the bench. They're going to keep him on the bench. Face-off outside of the Sabres, and it's Norris versus Suzuki. Face-off won by the Habs. Dobson to Hudson, poke checked away. Josh Doan will backhand to the center. Benson will look for the empty net. He's poke checked away. Montreal regains control. Ivan Demidov drops it back for Slavkovsky. Slavkovsky carries it into the zone. He's still got the puck. Down below the circle, will backhand it behind the net then for Suzuki. Suzuki, down low then for Slavkovsky, approaching the final minute of play in regulation. Suzuki, up top to Hudson. Hudson to Suzuki. Dobson shoots it, and that one goes wide. Caulfield recovers. Cole Caulfield to Suzuki. Pass over, and just right there was Slavkovsky. Couldn't tuck it. Dobson, up top for Demidov. Ivan Demidov, down low for Dobson. Demidov, down low the line. Demidov to Dobson, top of the circle. Dobson shoots it. It goes wide there of line yet again. Caulfield in the corner. Back then for Hudson. Pass in front. Broken up by the Sabres. 25 seconds to go. Buffalo will try backhanding it to center. Habs keep it in. Benson steals it back. He will get it out, but a whistle blown dead at 16 seconds. For, I believe, a high stick or a hand pass or something like that. All of Buffalo on their feet. With a little bit under 17 seconds to go here in this third period. Thank you all for tuning in. Hit that subscribe button down below if you're new. 17 seconds to go. Face-off is a tie-up. One back by Montreal. Matheson keeps it in the zone. Trying to get that shot on. Fighting for it on the right side. Pass over broken up. Byram will hold it against the boards. And the Sabres will take game one here of round two. Final score, Buffalo 4 and the Canadiens 2. Multi-point games from Ryan McLeod, Zach Benson, and Josh Doan. And 26 saves on 28 shots for Alex Lyon. Gets the Sabres the 2-goal win here in game one. There you go. That is game one of this series. It was a fast game, it felt like, but a fun series, regardless of that. And that'll do it for me. Thank you all so much for tuning in. We're going to go get ready for Anaheim and Vegas. That is the next stream coming up. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Hit that subscribe button down below if you're new. Like the stream as well. Be greatly appreciated. We are going to get ready for Anaheim and Vegas. We will start the stream in 5 minutes. We will start it in 5 minutes. Hit that like button down below. Subscribe if you're new, and I will see you guys in the next stream.